Look at me, look at
I don't
myself.
have any.
Yeah, that was like not a card that you'd like want to keep anyways, you know?
I haven't had Opal in like years.
Right. I love the pictures of all the people with all the NFC opals though. That's cool.
What the fuck's an NFC?
Like a not factory cut foil opal.
Oh shit, that's fucking sick.
Right, because like apparently a bunch of people like those sheets were like common. Like so, a bunch of people have like the NFC ones.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Bro, look what I fucking remember I had." Like those were worthless, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a while. I wouldn't call them worthless, but they were not great. Because again, EDH still wanted them for the most part.
They've been on a steady rise over the last couple of years. They were at like 119 and they got a reprint and then they dropped down to 70 and then they've been kind of just looming around at 85, 90.
Which is still a lot.
It is a lot, especially that's like Mana Crypt range, you know.
They were still played in Legacy for a while too.
Yeah, they're a significant card. It's to say that they're not is
Stupid.
It's one of those cards that will always have a home, even when it's not playable at 60 card.
Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1. You are listening to episode 180 of Paper Player. I'm your host, Tony, joined with Josh, Jeff, and JB. And this is probably going to be our last cast of 2024. So, you know, snuggling for a long
baby.
one.
It's going to be long.
Yeah, we got some end of the
Are
year
you
stuff
doing
to do.
all of our top tens right now?
No.
I think we're gonna retire it this year. We'll get back to
Have
that.
it for 1 year.
Yeah, no, we did 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Because I had
Our
templating.
third Christmas.
I thought about doing it. We have other things that are on our agenda, more things that are important. And I would ask you guys did you guys play Magic? But honestly, I don't care because if you're not playing Modern, what are you doing? This is 60 card life right now. Josh, did you get Dinos down?
Huh?
Did you play Dinos?
No, I played Dragon's Approach.
Again?
No. I played the Fallout deck.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if you're playing Dragon's Approach, you're playing a card short.
Playing this too much, man.
Why?
You're playing too much Dragon's Approach.
Again, I told you left that card at EDA or Commander that one day.
It was
It's your Burgee.
Oh, whatever that card. I've never casted that card. I was playing the Fallout deck, and the guy mana drained my Vein Ripper, and then proceeded to not use any of the mana from the mana drain, and then let the player who I was going to kill win.
Cool guy.
Yeah,
I like it.
Very, very big brain play on that mana drain there.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I'd have done it.
Yeah, dude.
Got you all riled up.
That was
That's the key.
100% a Jeff Klippel play.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about winning, you know?
It's
Sometimes
about
asserting dominance.
Sending a message for the Joker fans out there. Not the new Joker, but, you know, classic Joker. Classicer Joker. Yeah. Yeah, not Jared Leto Joker, the good Joker, the one that we liked.
He is not the good Joker.
No, I know that.
I said not.
Not Jared Leto. I said the classicer. Because Jared Leto would be the classic Joker. Classicer Joker would be Heath Ledger, and then you go classicer, which is the Jack Nicholson, and then
The best Joker.
Yeah, that's a good one. He did a pretty good job with that one. But yeah,
Enough about the Joker.
yeah, enough about Jokers. Okay, you
Talk
be a
about
Joker.
the joke format that became better.
Yeah, man. We'll jump into that. We got other stuff to go on the line, but I really am. I've been just like jonesing to talk about this with you guys all since the Monday announcement. I've been arguing with people online because it's just who I am in nature. Yeah,
That's your life.
Can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with
Any
me,
free
but
time? Time to fight.
I'm like, oh, I'm taking a shit. Might as well be angry while I do this. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, might as well just
I just text women and piss them off when what I did.
Yeah, just shout out to all the women out there, even my wife. If I'm texting you, if I'm initiating the text, you know I'm shitting. That's just how it is.
100%.
Yeah. That being said, a huge bomb got dropped on us with just a huge shakeup.
I played Magic. No, I'm kidding. That was the bomb.
That was the bomb. JB actually got out of his place and played against somebody. the least impactful one is probably the Pioneer one, which Gigante was banned, which is like, okay, whatever, moving on.
I don't understand why they skipped over Yorion that sees more play in Pioneer.
I have no idea because I know
Figure out
nothing
that
about the
more you
format
can
and I
do.
haven't followed it. So you would have to tell me that.
I think Pioneer's it's a tragic format because I think it's we're propping up Standard, rightfully so, and the direct impact to Pioneer of just people not playing Pioneer, and all the Pioneer RCQ goers are just like, what am I supposed to do? Because nothing correlates to the Pro Tour for the next year. So that's
At least.
Yep. So whatever changes they made, I know that Amelia got banned, which was whatever. That was the last banning. But with Gigante, I'm not even paying attention to the format. It's not interesting to me. It hasn't been since it's just not a Pro Tour format. So, but
It's not good enough for me, is what
Yeah.
Tony said.
but you could play
It
Treasure
was
Cruise and
better.
Arc-like Phoenix in that format. However, we have a huge unbanning. Also along with bans in Modern, which they did a huge shakeup, and there's a lot of people out there that are like crying about the Mox Opal, but let me just go over the ban real quick. The One Ring is banned. Amped Raptor was banned.
Good.
Called Shot.
Goodbye.
Giganta didn't see that one getting banned, but it did get banned. Rightfully so.
Amper is interesting. Can someone explain that? That and Giganta both.
So they go into the
Let's
The
just start with
reason
that.
for it-
'Cause I want to understand
The
those.
simple thing is Amper Emptor is what allowed for the explosive turns.
and it's also subject to one
Explosive
singular
with
deck.
what deck?
And
Boros Energy.
Gigantha was the
Energy was-
tiebreaker.
Energy
in
had that card?
Yes, because
Amper
none of their
Raptor? It
cards
makes two
actually run
energy.
double. And you
Oh,
would play the Arena Land and hasten a 5/5.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was thinking of the one that makes it so you can't gain life and like deals damage.
Oh
every
no,
turn or
not
whatever.
Ferocious Raptor or whatever.
That's
or
why I
Fra-
was like,
yeah.
what the heck are they doing banning that card?
No,
Okay,
no.
that makes way more sense. All right. Yeah.
They go into it, but they talked about the specific reason they targeted Amped Raptor was because Flage gets played in other decks, Ajani gets played in other decks, but Amped Raptor is specific to Boros and Mardu Energy. So if they wanted to hit that without affecting the other decks, they were like, let's just get the Amped Raptor, rather than doing what they've done in the past, where they're like, let's attack the Mox
out the key
Opal
card.
Yeah, let's attack the Mox Opal that enables 20 decks, because this one deck's a problem. But so those three got
Speaking
banned.
of,
Yep. The unbans
Speaking
are
of.
Mox Opal, Green Sun Zenith, since we haven't seen Green Sun Zenith since 2012.
I was going to
That's
say, dude, I think it got
13
banned
years.
really early.
That was like right away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
people
was
were mad about it. Back when Wild Noctil was banned.
they were on the same power level. Yeah, now Faithless
What
Looting
about
got
that joke?
Faithless on Looting is unbanned, and then also the classic but near and dear to my heart Splinter Twin has been unbanned, which in the ranking of like these things that people are worried about, everybody's like Splinter Twin sucks, which it's fair. Like it's just a medium card. It's not
Of the
nothing
cards
broken.
that have been unbanned, the other three have
Yeah.
a lot more opportunity.
Oh yeah, and then Faithless Looting is putting up the most amount of results. It's got the most 5-0s right now, followed by Mox Opal, followed by Green Sun Zenith. So it was like,
Okay,
Yeah.
Looting is busted. That's why.
so hear me out.
yes.
They unbanned these four. Why didn't they unban pot? No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
Start yelling about not having pot unbanned now. Why didn't you?
it's a great question. I mean, honestly,
I don't know.
Like-
Pod's pretty good.
if their intention is to unban these things, to then shortly after ban them, like just kind of rip
Oh
the
yeah, try
band-aid
it
off.
out for sure. If that's the plan.
Yeah, give me
But I don't
Punishing
think they
Fire.
want. I don't think they want to do that.
Maybe they can do that in 3 months. Shake it up again. Be like, okay, these were fine. What if we tried these two? You know,
But
like
what if I told you pre-modern kind of does that?
yeah, they do. It's
Where
good.
they remove a couple of cards, they bring a couple of cards back every
Mhm.
once in a while. It's like once a year. They have a little committee. They meet up. They say, this is too much. Let's
Yeah.
try it again.
I agree, but at the same time, that's because pre-modern doesn't ever get new cards, so you have to find ways to shake up the format. As
Yeah.
where modern just constantly is getting new product added to it.
Oh
But
yeah.
that should also incentivize you to try old cards that were good at one point, which may not be good anymore.
Yeah.
Like
i.e.
Splinter Twin.
Splinter Twin, yeah. Perfect. Perfect
gonna-
example.
I will argue against it for now. Like I'll say Splinter Twin is
I'm
good.
not saying it's a pile of trash. I'm
yeah.
just saying it's not as busted as it once was.
Oh, of course
That's
not. But it's not like when I thought when Jace got unbanned, I was like, "You guys are idiots. What have you done?" And then it was just like,
Yeah, and
"This
then it
card
was
stinks."
hot garbage.
Yeah, it was like this card stinks. I was
Well, they were
like,
like,
"Wow."
all right, I'll play a Bloodbraid Elf and make sure you can't ever use a Jace again.
It was never Blood
Okay.
Red. But it was just like, I'll just do something else. You're like, oh, right. 4 mana planeswalkers that draw 3 are not that good.
Mhm.
So,
In a format where you can play a bunch of good creatures that come in on turn
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
so
Um,
the
I don't
my-
know. My biggest thing is it's like I'm pumped. I'm ready to
Dude.
try a bunch of stuff, and we each
Yeah.
have our own pet deck with some of these cards. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
shouldn't say that. Josh is not like a big modern guy, but
He is.
but I know.
Not anymore, at least.
But I know now you're mad about it.
It
You
doesn't
did
need
this,
much.
I'm done.
Bro, you like all you would need is like 4 Arclight Phoenixes, and then you're in. Like you're into modern.
Arc like Phoenixes.
Yeah,
I
then
still
you're-
have all
then
that. I
you're
don't have
good.
the lands
Also-
anymore. Or,
Even if you don't want to do that, you know how cheap Hollowed One is right now?
Right.
Super cheap.
Yeah,
I just don't
Oh, I'm
really want to
so
play
hyped to play Phoenix again.
that's nice. It's putting up results. That's good. Yeah, Faithless Looting was huge, man. So
I, li-
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like how when they talk about the cards, they even say Faithless Looting took the fall for
Hogak.
Hogak.
Yep.
Because I don't think that card was ever like it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it needed to ever be banned.
Yeah.
Nope.
So by design, like if you look at, I mean, Splitter Twin was like, okay, it was a singular card because the deck was too pushed in that format. But people still love that deck. But like Faithless Looting, that was degenerate because of Hogak and Golgari Grave Troll. Like that was just purely a mistake. Like what were you guys thinking with Hogak? And it just pushed it above the end. But like so many decks died that day. Like Goryo's Vengeance, Arclight Phoenix, Martyr Pyromancer
Dredge.
decks, like Dredge, like all those decks like need that card. It's not that great of a card, but they need that card to function. And losing the 1 mana interaction or even the flashback on it was just too crippling. And all the alternatives just made the decks like unplayable. So you had all these decks that died because of the egregious sins of one, and then Green Sun Zenith is very old. Like that, we don't know what that's going to actually do because we've had 13 years of cards be printed into modern.
Without it, yeah.
Yeah, so there's been like Abzan lists that are just Value Town lists that play Green Sun Zenith. There are actually like Scavenging Ooze's like stock price is going through the roof because it's the natural foil to Arclight Phoenix and Hollow One. Like it's really good at just like sniping things out, you know.
Yeah.
So that one's actually pretty interesting where that goes. I think Amulet Titan's the natural home for it, and then we'll be seeing that, and then that will be frustrating, but that's fine. Like I'm okay with that.
Yogg is also playing it.
Yep, that too. And then Mox Opal is the one that a lot of content creators like, why did you get this is broken. What were you guys thinking? Grinding Station. It's like, dude, just let it be unbanned. And honestly, Mox Opal has enabled like 6 different decks to kind of come out of the shadows. Like Affinity, Hammer Time, Urza decks, like all those, I'm all fans of those. And like if the Grinding Station and like even Lantern Control gets to come back. Like if Grinding Station is the problem and it's annoying, it's like, okay, then let's just ban the Grinding Station and let the other 4 decks flourish, you know? Like
Agreed.
Yeah, just
It's funny because I kind of have the reverse ethos for like Legacy.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about it all the time, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. But
Mhm.
you know, there's like I'm like this key card that is in these types of decks needs to go because this is what's enabling those decks to always be dominant.
Yeah.
Here I'm like let other decks get access to these cards and ban specifics
The
because I feel
namesakes. Yeah.
yeah, because I feel like there's just a lot more game to those cards.
Remember when you guys were saying just ban Delver because it's the namesake of the deck, and I was like, you guys are idiots.
It's never been Delver for
Never.
me.
We have
It's
never
been
said
days.
that
It's
word.
been days the whole time. Don't you ever
Okay,
put words
whatever.
in my
I don't care. I'm not. We're talking.
mouth.
This is a totally different topic. Get out of here. I mean, I know Legacy. We're going to talk about the
We'll get
bans in
there.
Legacy in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
which also make me mad. Those make me mad, but you know,
Yeah.
but
No,
whatever.
but,
Yeah. So it's nice to have access to Mox Opal again. I mean, I may have to buy them at some point. I'm glad the One Ring is banned because now I don't have to buy them for Modern.
They're like
Now I
50
gotta do
bucks
is
now. Yeah.
now I gotta do is wait for them to be banned in Legacy, and then I'll be real happy, and I won't have to think about them at all.
Yeah.
I think they'll
Put 'em
even
back.
drop lower.
Put them back into EDH.
They
where
already
belong.
they already did the dip of like $40. Now they're back up to 55. because every EDH player is like, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yep. I was about to say, put them back to where they belong. EDH. That was
Yep.
the point of the card. Put it back in EDH.
Yep.
Get it out of regular formats.
Post Malone, you're not dead yet. You know, you didn't lose 2.1
all he does is
million
play
yet.
EDH. It's fine. That's perfect. What are you talking
That card
about?
won't. His version of that card won't ever dip.
Oh yeah,
no.
He also doesn't play EDH.
He doesn't?
He plays no
Highlander.
bandwidth EDH.
yeah. Or they play
Oh,
like
whatever. I don't care. He can
they
play
play with
whatever he wants.
Moxes. Him and what is it? Cash's Marshall. Like, here's $40,000 on the table, Zach. I was like, not really. Like, nobody plays this. Like, this is unique to
Yeah.
you two.
Sorry, I meant to say that the formats he is playing are not affected by these bans. That's
Yeah.
all. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Get this stupid One Ring out of here. I don't want to see it ever again. Throw it away.
It's a nice one to go away because if that one still hangs around, it's just like Mox Opal decks just play the One Ring. Green Suns Unit decks just play the One Ring.
Yep.
The only decks I probably wouldn't play the One
Faster.
Ring is Faithless Looting, but seems like you should play the One Ring in those decks too. So,
Glad it's gone. Bye-bye.
yeah, I've been playing Twin just because that card is near and dear to my heart. Now the next unbanning, let's get Umezawa's Jitte and Punishing Fire off the list, and let's move on. Like
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
those cards stink. Like Umezawa's Jitte, someone's like, you've clearly never played with Umezawa's Jitte. I was like, I have. I've tried sliving up in Legacy in the last 3 years. It's been embarrassing.
And it's been
Right.
and
Yeah, agreed.
It's been horrendous. I go, what
and
am I
don't get
doing?
me wrong, like using vintage, vintage cube or whatever as an example is not the best example, but
It's
it's
not
like
even good there. It's like a
Yeah, I know,
fucking
and it's
10 pick.
and it can be like a lot grindier in that format.
Yeah,
Then
it's like,
it's still combo-y, but there's a lot of grind too, and
oh
it's
yeah,
like
when,
Different when you
It's
can't
just-
play fours.
well, yeah, because I was about to say it's a sealed game, but whatever.
yeah, the thing's legendary
matter.
anyways. Like, Jit was so good in its heyday. It was good and extended because extended was a time frame that was oddball, and when that card came out, and then it was good in its standard format because at the time they just didn't print good removal, and sideboards had to be for Jit because when you were playing against a Jit deck, you would side in your Jit because the old legend rule would kill both Jits.
Yep.
So, like,
Yep.
just
Same as playing Baby Jace to kill Big Jace.
Oh yeah, but
That was so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so it was very funny that people were playing Jit to blow up. Like, I just need a 2-mana answer to Jit, and then when you had it on the battlefield, your opponent wasn't playing the counter magic or the destroy artifact on your side, so they had to play their first Jit to then destroy it to then play a second one. And it's like this weird Jitte match off. But anyways, unban those 2 cards. Keep the unbans coming. Like, the only downside to this is if Mox Opal truly is a problem. And they have to reban it. Like, that price spike of it going to 180 from $79, $80, like $100 increase is massive, and then people get blown out on it. But I don't know. Did you guys see the amount of social
money
media?
on that card, you deserve it.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into. You should go and play a rental service, and if you're just like effortlessly 5-0ing, you should be like, maybe it will have to make a little bit of a different choice. But
My
what
favorite
the-
is looking at all the league standings,
Yeah.
and you see all these DB accounts playing these decks.
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Just get wrecked, guys. All the rental services are like, God damn it. But for those diamond hands out there, if you don't think Splinter Twin is good, now is the good time to ship them. They're $40.
Yep,
And
that's crazy.
I have to scour through. So I just got out of. I broke up. Anyways, I got out of like breaking
Broke
a
up with
lease or
your wife?
whatever. No, I broke my lease. So I had 3 days to get all my stuff out of the rental unit. So I got all the stuff out of the rental unit, and all my magic cards have been there. So I just haven't been able to like build decks. And I'm scouring. I have 4 Splinter Twins. I can only find 3, and I'm like, where the hell is this 4th one? And I'm like, I'm sure it's in some half-built EDH deck.
Yep.
It's like in a 5-row. I'm just like, oh, this is a fucking nightmare. I just want the 4th twin. Please don't make me buy this. Oh,
I think I have 2 somewhere too. I gotta dig out.
yeah, good time to move on those. But yeah, this is a great change for Modern. All the boomers that, dude, the amount of people that had cards behind glass that were showing them shattering glass,
That's
like
so funny.
breaking case of emergency, like it's like 4 Mox Opal or like their entire affinity deck behind glass and like smashing it. And I was like, dude, my first time I was like, how many people have things behind the glass? And then just like 300 photos came at me of just like cards behind glass. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? So Apparently, that's a cool thing to do. I've never thought of
Legacy
doing that.
bands.
Yeah, Legacy ban. Psychic Frog, which was pretty an obvious one, and then Vexing Bauble. The community has cried out, "My brainstorms are bad," and yeah, so those got the axe.
Yeah, I
These
hate it.
bands are stupid.
I'm
I
okay
hate
with
it so much.
You know what?
Vexing Bauble. Oh, I want
This,
it back.
this shows
Give me
a
it
shift.
back.
This shows a
I'm
shift.
glad I
'Cause-
made a shit ton of money off that frog.
Hell yeah, dude! I call him the Frog, FRAWG.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they
My tattoo artist says it.
yeah. I like what they said in this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you guys, but they did say, "Hey, we're listening to the community and we're going to give you guys what you want." Like, you know what? Like, we understand that we have the data, but ultimately, like, you guys are the players, and if we hear community outcry about how unhappy they are, you know what we're going to do? Here's some stuff back. So it's like, great. Like, do that. Stop waiting and be
What
like,
if I?
the data says this, so you guys are the wrong. It's like, no, everybody on social media is like, we fucking hate this. Please stop forcing me to play this, so I have to play it, like, because I like to go to tournaments.
What if I hate the community?
You should be so happy about this. Lanes are getting better. Your wastelands are getting
What?
better.
Why? Because Frog and Vexing Bauble are banned?
It's because you can deal with a DRC, but you can't deal with a frog.
I don't believe you.
I do. Frog draws cards. DRC tries to draw cards.
I guess. I mean, I just hate it because I know
I think it's
in
more
another year or
appropriate
two.
to Dreadhorde Arcanist is a more fair assessment of the
Yeah.
frog.
No. Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, in another year or two, they're gonna print another good, low-costed blue creature that will be blue something or just blue, and
Or
then
red.
Days decks will be great again, and
still
I'll be
good.
like, okay, this sucks.
Yeah. They just needed to make sure, like, this whole article is like, Vexing Bauble was not good against Force Will, so people that played Force Will didn't want to play a different deck,
Cried.
so they're like, oh,
Yep,
okay.
they cried,
Yep,
which
and then
sucks. I hate it.
Psychic Frog decks were like, well, sometimes I want to play like Triumph of St. Catherine in my Beans deck, even because it works well, it's synergistic with my Bean, but it's just better to play Frog, so I have to cut Triumph of St. Catherine. It's like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we hear you loud and clear. So
I mean, and that's my biggest argument past that. It's just like, it was very fun seeing Legacy not dominated by
Free spells.
Brainstorm, Force of Will.
dude, the best part was in the top 24 slots of all three of the legacy champs, 15 decks had Brainstorm. So it's like, enough. I'm done. like I play
Yeah.
Brainstorm. I love Brainstorm. But stop telling me about power level. Shut up.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like, dude, you're mad at Bauble because it prevents you from getting wild with your brainstorms and being reckless with everything else.
That's
Not with brainstorm, but with like psychic frog decks or whatever. It's just like, I don't care anymore. Get out of here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
You're mad because your blue deck isn't as good as it used to be.
they made the
Get
right
off your
call.
high horse.
There are legacy aficionados who said they should have banned more like Entomb. It's like, just, dude, and this is the exact problem we have with Modern. You ban Entomb because, Atraxa is the problem, right? So you, instead of banning that, just ban Atraxa and then let Entomb decks be red-black and go after like Siren Insanity / Grizzlebrand. And then the decks that are splashing Reanimator packages because Atraxa pitches to Force of Will, like, good. Like let's see that be the problem, and then let's get rid of Atraxa. I'm sure everybody's not going to be mad that they have to go back to Grizzlebrand, So, anyways, that was exciting. Going to be a great year for 2025. I hope they keep this philosophy going where they're just like, things that we banned Umezawa's Jitte has never been legal in Modern, ever. Like, give us Umezawa's Jitte and then watch the community go, wow, this card stinks. Now what? So
Wasn't Green Sun banned right away too?
I don't
they
think so.
no, it had small. It had a year of play with it, and
Okay.
the reason there's I remember this article being old as fuck, but the reason they banned it was because the Dryad Arbor strategy was too good of going turn 1 Dryad Arbor, getting 2 mana, like playing this Birds of Paradise essentially.
Yeah.
That's shuffled back in your deck, and at the same time, like zoo decks were able to go like get Wild Nakatl and Tarmogoyf. It's like,
Such a crazy phrase to hear now.
like, what? Those cards stink. So, but I mean, there was also Titan decks then too. They just were playing Summer's Bloom at that time, which was just like, I don't think the Green Sun Zenith was a problem. It was always the Summer's Bloom. So, Titan's probably going to still put up really good numbers. You know, what Planeswalker doesn't allow you to search? Ashiok?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I think Ashiok's probably like a pretty sick sideboard card that people forgot about. That's also really good against both the Titan and the Green Sun Zenith, and also their transmute land and so forth. And it can't be Besajude, so they really have to like hit you with Odowaru or an ability that like actually burns that card out, because they're playing cards like Arboreal Grazer and Azusa, which are 0/2s. But I guess they do have the Urza Saga, but you can't get the search off the Urza Saga, so like it's this
People
weird.
are also playing what is the Leon and Arbiter, the one that you can't search?
You have to pay 2 every time you want to search.
Yeah.
Let people adjust to it. If the deck gets more search based, where they're like Silver Bullets, like pack some sideboard hate against it, and then when you catch people with their pants down, they'll just be looking at a hand of like Green Sun Zenith and Expedition maps, and I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. Like I can't beat and Ashiok. Yeah, great times for Modern. Essentially that format was dead, and so much brewing to be done, so many old favorites to be seen, and then for Faithless Looting decks, there are so many different avenues, which is just beautiful. Like I think that's so good. Like there's even just like Jund Faithless Looting decks that are playing Necrogoyf, so
I feel like me and JB responded to that unbanning the same way.
but
Yeah, I was pumped.
Yeah,
really
I was
great.
so hyped.
Yeah, so much going on, man.
Wow, that Arcana Cruelty looks sick.
Yeah, this is, I like how people are just packing 4 Leyline of the Void. Like, all right, you guys want to play fucking Faithless Looting? There you go. Deal with that. Nice hollow one deck. Like,
That's what makes that flip land so good too.
Yeah. No, it's a good year. I'm happy this we ended the year, and it's, if they would have just banned the One Ring and kind of just like said like, all right, that's all we think we need to do, I think we just still end up with like a stale thing. But yeah. Anyways, welcome to our end of the year show, where we talk about end of the year.
Okay. Tell me, what about the end of the year?
With the Fallen.
Yeah, all the cards that got banned this year.
I was about to say.
So many.
Yeah, it's been a good year. So, got through the ban announcement, and this is kind of the short version of our top 20 or top 8. So the most impactful cards for Modern, which we'll just read them off, which is Ajani, Nocto Pariah, Amped-Raptor, rest in peace. Arena of Glory, commercial. So I put Commercial District here, but it's the entire cycle of those. The Surveillance are just amazing. They're legacy playable. They're cheap. Get them now. They're going to be forever staples in those formats just because they make your fetch lands so much better. Consigned to Memory, one of the best MVPs for sideboard cards. Devourer of Destiny, which has kind of brought back some life to Eldrazi decks. Disruptor Flute, which is a card that
so funny.
People get caught with that card so much. Like when people cast it against me, I go, "Oh yeah, this is a card." And I can't beat it. Galvanic Discharge. You can probably just put energy as a whole there, but like it's so crazy that Harness Lightning was 2 mana and that card is completely unplayable, but you chop a mana off and it's like, oh, this is the best card ever. So
yeah.
Guide of Souls, again, the whole energy. I think this card was like meant to be played with that Alurin combo, but it's just good on its own. And then if you just got rid of the 1 life clause on it, it would still be so good. Like the fact that it's also like a random Soul Warder that lives through Orcish Bowmaster. Harbinger of the Seas, Blue Moon. Yeah, it's a good card. Like that card. Merfolk deck's probably
like at first, but then it quickly fell off.
Yeah. Something about like turning things into island just doesn't work. I don't know why.
Well, and also the fact that energy could just kill it right away.
Yeah. That stinks. Remember how this card was the most complained about card, and then people were just like, oh yeah, pick your poison, and then that was the end of that card. Still like relatively played, I think. Marionette Apprentice, again, those Mardu decks and the Yogg decks like this card. Nadu, rest in peace.
Nadu.
Yeah, the ruiner of all formats, soon to be ruining Legacy. Don't you worry.
I hope that card does not rest in peace.
Yeah, Necrodominance spiked and downside. It was pretty great with Grief, and then when Grief lost it. But again, interesting card that people thought was gonna be broken. Oscillate Pride. This card, I will admit, I get in my face. I thought this card was feces from the get-go.
Oh, good.
It's good. It's just a good card. I
love that there's 2 cat cards on here.
Yeah, I hate that I have to admit that. It bothers me. I was like, a 1/1 with first strike. I was like, that thing stinks. And it's like, no, it's actually good. I'm like, oh, fuck. Flage, MVP for Modern. I don't know if this is going to be banned, but the fact that it's like in between Uro, it's a power level that's in between Uro and the Rakdos one. I can't remember the name of that one.
Come on, you can do it.
Roxa.
There you go. Croxa. What did you say? Croxa? Croxa. Yeah, Croxa. Yeah, the fact that it's like an in-between of those. I'm excited to see what the other cycle will look like if they ever decide to finish it, which might be a 15-year journey. But, this is a good midway point. Pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, that got worse when Frog got printed. This card was like the MVP for the format for a little bit, and then Frog got printed. And because Frog doesn't always have flying, makes it so you can't get that because it's a sorcery. So it kind of like fell off for a little bit.
Need to print an instant speed one.
Psychic Frog, still viable in Modern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rael, the Monsoon Mage. There are still decks that are going to be trying to play Ruby Storm. I just don't know what it is about Ruby Storm. It was still putting up some numbers. I just remember how
Storm.
Yeah. The poor performance at the Pro Tour, this probably would have had a better showing if Nadu wasn't there.
Didn't exist.
Yeah. That's really all I'll say about that card. Shifting Woodlands, very interesting card, very fun to build around, especially when you get like silly with it with like Omniscience and things like that. Even then, it's still played as like a one-of in like these weird graveyard decks, which I love. Sink Into Stupor, which is probably, honestly, if I had to pick a card for the year, it's not banned. Let me put that card of the year that's not banned. It's probably this one. I didn't realize how good this
one. The black one.
The blue one is the best one.
I don't know. The
black one's 4 mana, right?
Sold a lot of Sink of the Stupor. Sold who had sold a lot of Sink in the Stupor and Fell the Profane. Fell the Profane sells immediately.
I bet.
And I still have a foil Sink in the Stupor.
Okay. This card's like $8, and then I don't know if Fell the Profane is played in Legacy. This card is played in
EDH.
Yeah,
played in EDH. Whereas like this, Sink in the Stupor doesn't go into every blue EDH deck. Whereas like Fell the Profane
for Modern,
every black.
Yeah, we're specifically talking about Modern.
Yeah. But you are right. I that Fell the Profane I didn't think is good. I didn't put that on my EDH list. Yeah. Static Prison. This card's a mistake. I hate this fucking design. It really bothers me. This is just not. It's just not a good play design. Ugin's Labyrinth, the card that we thought was going to be the absolute best in the format, and it just turns out it's okay.
The card had a roller coaster of a price history too.
Sure did.
Went from like $60 down to $20.
Ulamog, the Defiler.
Yeah.
This card's nonsense, man. I like when you attack with this, like the fact that you have like Annihilator 13. If you want to like just like this card, I would assume over the next year we'll have a salt level in the top 10, which we can bring up the top 10 saltiest cards of EDH for 2024, which I thought was fucking great. Because Armageddon's number 5 on there for no reason. But I would assume this is because the amount of players that probably get attacked by this, whoever you attack with this you've essentially, if you don't kill them, you've eliminated them anyways, because they're gonna lose 13 permanents. So, Witch Enchanter, again, that cycle.
Yep.
This one's crazy because you can tutor it with a Recruiter of the Guard, and it has like weird synergies too. One of the things I did on stream, JB got to see this year, was someone played a Sink Into Stupor land on me, and I Flicker Wisped it. And because it comes back to the front side, nothing happens. It just goes right to the graveyard, which is very funny.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Whereas like Witch Enchanter comes back, and because it's a creature, it's allowed to. But it's like, oh yeah, I was playing some mono white crap, and I was like, all right, I'll target the sink into super, and let's see what happens, and it just goes away. It's like, oh, this is fucking great.
I love that Witch Enchanter also sees playing Vintage.
Yeah, card's just good. Like, it's just it's a small. It's like you get to cut one planes from your deck to play this card. Wrath of Skies. Honestly, this is the Modern's Pernicious Deed. Even though I think Pernicious Deed exists in Modern now, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I could be wrong with that. I don't know if Modern Horizons.
No, it was Vindicate that got brought into Modern.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought maybe it was one of these master sets has them. Yeah. How's it for like Mountain? Do you think I missed anything worthwhile? I don't know.
That came out this year.
Yeah, it's just anything.
No.
Brotherhood or for Modern, I guess.
Well, that came out last year. Brotherhood's End.
I was gonna say Brotherhood Regalia.
What is that card?
It's like Whisper Silk Cloak.
I don't even know what that card does.
Yeah, I don't.
It gives you equip creature unblockable unblockable ward 1, and is an assassin in addition to its additional types.
I haven't yet to see that card in Modern. Maybe an EDH. I'm thinking
it's like an EDH card.
Okay. For Legacy, I put down Bargoyf. I thought this card was not good. It is.
I have one.
Consigned to memory, just like the MVP sideboard card of all blue decks. So, yeah. Replicate's really funny that it gets around Chalice of the Void, which is just bullshit, but that's just the way things are. Doorkeeper Thrall.
Doorkeeper Thrall.
But yeah, dude. Stifle Knot plays this. This was a 4-of. It's so funny that this doesn't trigger. You go turn 2 this, and then or turn 2 flashes in, and then you go Stifle Knot or Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, here's a 12/12. So that's pretty respectable. And then there are also a bunch of ETBs that exist in that format, such as Orcish Bowmaster, so you can stop that from affecting you.
Atraxa.
So, no, was Atraxa this year? No, it was last year.
Oh, I'm just meant that.
Oh, right,
the
the
stuff that
ETB.
it stops.
Yeah. So you'll see that I put these lands on here. Specifically, I think in Legacy, it's just the blue ones that are played. JB, do you know if any of the other ones get played? Like Commercial District doesn't get played, right?
Is that the red green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what's the green white one?
The green, I don't. Lush Portico.
I mean, that one's in the lands, but it's not. There's very
Okay.
few that do get. I mean, if you have like a weird combo of like red white, white green, they'll see minor play like fringe play.
Okay. The blue ones are like I see them all like Undercity Sewer,
Yeah.
Hedge Mage, Thundering Falls,
Yeah, that
and
makes
then
sense.
the Meticulous Archive Archive. Those 4 I see in like deck lists religiously, and then like this is the first time I've heard of like you playing Lush Portico, so or lands would be. This Fanatic again, the legacy issue of being plagued with commander cards. This card's pretty relevant. I like this card. Nadu still putting up numbers. It put up a lot of numbers in the EU at Prague. It was actually like 4 of the 8 top 8s were Nadu decks. Necrodomins. Was I wrong with this card? I don't know if this gets played.
It did for a while, but then when Grief got banned.
Yeah, I guess Grief really was
Because they had that combo deck where you went off on like, what was it, like turn 1 or 2 with it?
Yeah. Pick your poison. I don't know if that's so good anymore. This card's crazy. Planar Nexus. Yeah, what a crazy card. Being every land type. Psychic Frog obviously got banned, so obviously most impactful. Pyrogoyf, which I thought was a meme, but people are playing this card, and man, the fact that it does like 6 damage sometimes, just the craziest. Flame Tongue Kavu is nuts. Sink into Super. This card is everywhere in Legacy, which is just I didn't think I thought paying 3 life for this kind of effect was too much. I was wrong.
Mana.
No. On the flip side, to get it untapped is 3 life.
Oh.
I thought that was like going to be like 3 life's a lot. It just doesn't matter. Like the fact that it's so like deck lists are becoming like when you look at like a deck list online, it's like 17 lands, and it's like 2 Lorians revealed and like 3 sink into Stupor. You're like, oh, it's not really 17 lands. It's 22. It's just nutty. Like it's hard for me to wrap my brain around. Like, Josh, do you remember like what your land count was when you were playing like Classic Delver? Was it like 19 or 20?
Good talk. Yeah, I think it was around 20
I think so. I don't remember the actual number for it.
because it was 4 fetch or 6 fetch,
4 Valks, 4
4
Wasteland,
Volk, 4
and some-
Wasteland, and then I think 2
Island.
Shocklands and like an island or something.
Oh yeah, they
like
were
that.
crazy. They were playing like
Shocklands.
Yeah, they were.
That
playing
was
like
before Ragavan got banned.
Oh,
but yeah.
right.
Yeah, they were playing like a 5th and 16th. But yeah, that was nuts.
Because it was like they didn't care. They were just like, yeah, I'll just beat you before.
You just needed to be able to cast your Ragavan and have days on turn 1.
Talon
Yeah.
Gates of the Madara. How much do you love this card, JB?
I think it's a fun card. It doesn't really matter that much to me. It's not a big lands card, anyways.
Yeah, Vexen
But,
Bobble clearly got banned.
Unnecessary banned.
Unnecessary. Yep. I'll
I
stick
hate
with
when
it.
people complain that they can't play their spells for free.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's wild to me. And I mean, in Legacy, it's been such a dominating thing. But whatever.
yeah.
Who cares?
Witch Enchanter. Again,
Witch
Glaring
Enchanter
Fleshbreaker.
hasn't really hit Legacy all that much. It's more weirdly enough, Vintage has made it better. Like that card is good in Vintage.
I thought all the Yorion piles were playing it just because you can go tutor.
Well, yeah, I mean, Death and
guess.
Taxes plays it.
Yeah,
And
recruited the
that
guard
deck
deck.
was dead for a hot minute, and now it's like kind of back a little.
That's breathing. Glaring Flashbreaker, which is like
An amazing card.
yeah, it's a great card. Stop crying. Mystic Forge is here to stay. Play more. I don't know. Play better spells. Most impactful card in EDH. Archroots Charm. This holds like a $10 price tag. I don't see this card anywhere else. Like
Odd
don't-
on Sunday.
EDH.
yeah. These are all the EDH cards. Banners of Kinship.
Yep.
I don't
Just-
like this card.
That's interesting. Is it just like because you feel like it's a worse coat of arms because you have to? It's like you can't play this. Well, no. Coat of arms chooses the type 2, but coat of arms comes down. It can give your team +30/+30. This has to like do work.
I would play Vanquisher's Banner is what I would play.
Is it the one
What's
that
nice
lets you
about
draw
this
card?
card is after a board wipe, you still have all that pump.
Oh, good point. Okay, yeah. All right, so they
This card is. I've seen this a lot on Sundays when I go.
nice. It's a good card, man. Blasphemic Edict. Just I mean, this is the only time this is like slightly worse than Blasphemous Act is when somebody has 70 scroll tokens and they're like, all right, I'll sack 13 of them. Like, all right, this didn't do
Or
shit.
indestructible, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Indestructible gets around of because of that. Oh, but yeah.
No,
but-
what I mean is when this is better than Blasphemous Act.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Blasphemous Act is nice because it hits everything, whereas this
Yeah.
it has a limit. Bloodthirsty Conqueror,
Yes.
just easy Sanguine Bond combo card. All those lands again, man. These murder lands have just been absolutely amazing. Like, just like the best thing for murders. Dawn's Truce, which is
Dawn's
the poor
Truce.
man's, the poor man's Teferi's Protection, but still holds a hefty price tag. Enduring Curiosity.
Cards
for
is
all-
playing standard.
Oh yeah, for all those decks playing Coastal Piracy, you have a strict upgrade or play them side by side. I would have thought this card would have been templated that it's only you draw a card, but the fact that it's
Nope.
like you connect with 5 creatures, you draw 5 cards, you're like, oh, this card's pretty sick. And then when they destroy it, it comes back as an enchantment. So, double hard to get rid of. Forensic Gadgeteer card's awesome. Every single artifact EDH deck should be playing this. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but the fact that you just keep adding artifacts to the board, which makes your affinity and all your other artifact synergies go crazy. Heir Apparent. This is definitely. I'm gonna say it. This is the best of that. I think this is the best version of all those.
Over Dragon's Approach?
Dragon's
Yeah.
Approach.
No way. This is
Yeah.
better. No.
I think Dragon's Approach is better.
No.
I think it's the best out of the creature ones.
Nope. It's the best one. I'm calling it now. We need data on this.
We'll find out. Someone in our friend group is building this right now. So
How does Ripple work? Does Ripple work with creatures or does it work
Who's
with?
doing it?
Antonio is.
Oh, Antonio. That is an Antonio deck.
It's the
Yes,
best
you can because like it's the same as like Relentless Rats when you ripple.
Yeah. So I was saying, does Ripple work with Dragon's Approach?
Yes.
No. Oh, it does.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Why
Okay,
wouldn't
then-
it?
For some reason I thought Ripple was only like applied to creature cards.
No, it's as long as it has the same name.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think this is the best version of this one. And that's why I'll stand with it. I think the best version to build would be a Perforos version, but who am I to say?
And so why do you think with the Ripple artifact it would be better? Because like if you with Dragon's Approach, you literally kill the table with the
Right.
Ripple
That's what I'm
card.
saying. I thought first in my head, my original initial statement was I didn't think it worked. I thought Ripple didn't work with Dragon's Approach. Now that I know it works with it, Dragon's Approach is better with Ripple with that. But
I've also won with the rats and the Ripple, but that didn't like kill him instantly. They just put like a shit ton of rats out.
Yeah, I think having more creatures play some impact drummers is gonna really do some work.
Right, and you would have to like play it in a red-white deck though, and then
Yeah, of course.
What's that? The red-white Isabella is the commander.
Yeah.
No, you'd play the.
Arabella?
Is that the toy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yes, that's the one. You play with that one. Innkeeper's.
So is that what Antonio's putting in? That he has that.
I don't know what the commander is going to be. I just know that he's building it because he already has an Isabella or
Secrets
whatever.
are no fun. Secret hurt someone.
Innkeeper's Talent. This card's disgusting.
Yeah. I think it's better than Doubling Season. Yeah.
I actually would probably agree.
Yeah. Doubling Season's like a lot of mana. This is a small amount of mana. And you get the installment plan is great. You know, put the shit on layaway. For those younger generation who doesn't know what layaway is, have you guys ever layawayed anything?
No.
My
No.
parents did. I never did.
Credit cards.
That died with like
destroyed
Came
that.
Out.
I've done like Afterpay before.
What the hell is that?
So when you like Afterpay is what it is like you buy something and they cover like I think it's up to half. I forgot how it was because I've only used it once, and then you make like monthly payments to pay back.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like layaway, but like you get the item right away.
Well, yeah, you're
Yeah.
just doing on credit. It's
pretty much.
It's credit without a credit card.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is like credit cards took away layaway. Layaway doesn't exist anymore because of credit cards.
Let me tell you a story about 11-year-old Tony.
Oh, God.
I was buying Marvel vs. Capcom for the Dreamcast, and at the time it was $40. My allowance was $10 a week. So I get $10, and I remember biking to Toys R Us and saying, "Hey, I want to buy this game, but I only have $10." And they were like, "Oh, you can do it on layaway." So for 4 weeks straight, this little kid, here's $10. Here's $10. Actually, it was 5 weeks because I had to pay tax on it. But anyways, it took me 5 weeks to just get Marvel vs. Capcom for the Dreamcast, and then I realized that was the bad version, because the Dreamcast version isn't tag. Like there's Marvel vs. Capcom.
It's just single.
It's 1v1 with assists. So whereas the arcade Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one, it's actual tag. I don't know why the Dreamcast version was different, but I wanted to play it because I remember going to the arcade and just playing that, and then obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But I don't know if Dreamcast had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That was like a PlayStation 2. Anyways, yeah, and I was so disappointed. I was like, never again will I buy something else.
Back when Aladdin's Castle was a thing.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Maha. That card's pretty tilting for a lot of people. But so be it. Molten Duplication, which is Twin Flame 2. Another version of Twin Flame. Nadu, which got banned in EDH, and for good reason. Razorkin Needlehead. If you don't know what this card is, it's just like an Orcish Bowmaster or a Underworld Dreams effect. Satuaru the Infiltrator. I thought this card was awesome. Just because anytime you blink something,
Beam creature.
Yeah, it's great. Scrapkin Crawler, which is a new card. Same thing. You don't allow your opponents to... Well, when your opponents want to draw cards, deal damage. Shifting Woodland, same reason as I said before. Fun. Stink into Stupor. And Split Up. I think this card's awesome for EDH just because you can utilize it, by swinging out and then killing everybody else. 3 Tree City. This card has been like $30 since it's been out. Every typal or tribal deck wants this. Yeah, it's just here's my rats deck. Got to play one of these. Trouble in Pairs.
Troubles in Pairs, such a disgusting card.
Dude, what the fuck? Like these cards that sneak into like this is, I mean, I'm just gonna be an old grumpy man here. Cards that just like sneak under the radar that are just like, oh, these are a Commander exclusive and it's $35. You're like, what the fuck? And then you read it like, oh, this card's actually great. Like, what the hell?
It's like 40 or 45 now.
Surprised it hasn't gotten a reprint yet too, because that art is all plagiarized.
Oh, right. Yeah, no shit. I forgot that we made fun of
Yeah.
this.
Why I have, that's why,
Oh
I
my
haven't-
God.
That's why I don't have. That's why I don't have one, because I'm waiting for the reprint, because
Yeah.
the art's plagiarized.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Just
Dang. Josh, bringing it back.
Hell yeah, dude. Keep it to the core.
Because I want one, but I won't. I don't want to get it because I
Yeah.
want to pay $40 for a card that's going to get reprinted.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. Urza's Cave.
Urza's Cave. Card's so good too.
Great card. This is just go find your Gaia's Cradle. Vault Board Tyrant. This card's
Oh my god, I forgot about that card.
This card's fucking sick. Just, dude, a lot. I mean, there's more probably to be said here, but these are the cards that I've liked so far for EDH. And then EDH is just weird. Vein Ripper,
Vein
obviously
Ripper.
super duper. Blood Artist, Withering Torment. This card's like an auto include. This thing, it doesn't hold a crazy price tag, but it's like $4. Just mono black decks being able to hit enchantments just for 2 life. It's just not a real cost. And then the Marvel card, Storm. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This talks about this card being banned because it's just comically easy to storm with it, and no pun intended. Dude, this card's fucked. Like, this one they may have needed to like template it where it's like you can only storm cards that are like 1 or less or something. Yeah.
They'll think it'd be gross.
Remember the Fallen, guys. All the cards that got banned this year. Violent Outburst. We should be playing some Vitamin C as we go.
Arms of an angel.
Exactly. Blank
I
Goblin.
love that. I love that Taylor possibly had a hand in getting this banned. That's so funny to me.
Mind
'Cause
Goblin.
he-
100%. 100%.
Yeah, because he played against some dude at I forget
Dude, that
what
was so funny. He was
Oh
so
my
salty.
tournament it was. And he lied to him because he presented a sticker deck, and then he was like, "Oh, you're on goblins, huh?" And he's like, "Yep, let's play." And then they got into the match, and he was not on goblins. And the guy was like, "That's scummy," and he like wrote a huge tweet about like some popular
Great, love it.
MTG guy.
So-
Just wrote a huge tweet about it, and then
Sorry.
it got banned like a month later.
Sorry, you got metagame pussy. So
it
all
was
the
so good.
attractions as well. These
That's
were
so
the.
sad because they suck. Most of them are terrible. So
I
don't know
still
why it
have a
matters.
foil of this goblin.
Yeah, me too. I can't get rid of the damn thing. All that glitters and pauper. Wah, wah. Dockside. Oof, this card has not financially recovered and probably won't. Of the 4 that they banned, this is probably the one that's least likely to come back. I do believe Mana Vault, or sorry, Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus will be coming back. That's my hot take for today. Sorry, I'm stealing it, Josh. 2025 will have those cards be legal in Commander again. Jeweled Lotus,
You'll notice.
Mana Crypt.
I still can't believe they banned a card that literally it doesn't work anywhere else.
I know, dude. I know. Dude, it doesn't make sense. And everybody's like, "The fuck you doing?" Like, I have nowhere else to go with this. Like, it's just silly. Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I don't know if we talked about this. Yeah, we did. We talked about this last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about that last week. Okay. That's
So I
really all I
gotta
got.
sign up for the Friday one.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we all talked about last year.
Last week.
Yeah.
I
All
found
right.
last year.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be close. That's all I really got for today. So 2025 hopes. They've already kind of made everything great for me, so I'm happy.
I was gonna say New Year's resolutions.
See-
Oh man, I get to play blue again.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh. Good thing Legacy's dead. Blue's back.
Blues
Perfect.
back. The year that Blue's back.
I
Blue's
don't think I
back.
played in a single legacy event this year.
What?
You
No
still got
way.
time. You got 2 weeks. You could break the tradition. Yeah, I got my legacy
of-
deck all put together. It's just Naughty because Naughty's fucking baby time.
I want to play more pre-modern this year.
That's great because we do have
I'm
a
not gonna have
store
like a
that we do have a store that allows like it actually does like monthly pre-modern tournaments, which is great.
Yep. I just happened to not be able to go last week because I was in Atlanta. So, but yeah, I will say my goal for 2025 is to play more pre-modern and get people to play more pre-modern, rebuild some of the decks that I had to win people.
That's a good one.
What about you, Tony?
I'm gonna win an RCQ. That's it.
Follow-up question: will you actually go to the RC?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
If it's not in driving distance, I'm not going. Like, I just want to take a slot from somebody, you know, because I'm gonna break the scoop your friends in tradition because fuck that.
Well, you can take multiple invites away because even if you win one, you can still play again.
Which is complete asinine. But yes. I just want to win one just to like I still got it. So,
I'm excited because our store that we play
Top
at,
rated one.
it's pretty good. I haven't done that this year.
our store we play at is now WPN, so all their RCQs are double invites.
Good. That's good. That's good. It's good.
Yeah. Congrats, Manifold.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to. Yeah, I just want to. Now my son's 1, so he's not as like from 0 to 1. It takes every bit of energy to like keep the kid alive. It just does. And you really don't have any other time, especially when you have a second kid. But now that they're more stable, it's like, oh, you can walk.
I like how you say that as we can hear them screaming their names
yeah,
in the background.
my daughter is losing her goddamn mind. Which Josh, tell him how you're gonna end the year, and I'm gonna go deal with this.
Like with Magic,
Yeah.
or I guess like with them, or my New Year's resolution is to play more Legacy Magic next year. I have 5 dual lands now. I have a Grixis mana base for Legacy. I should probably play some Grixis.
Okay.
Mine's going to be
Cool.
to top 64 in RC.
Ooh. I mean, you did make it to an RC this year, so that's pretty good.
And I missed the winning into top 64. So either win top 64 in RC or to win one of the PTQs that are at the, or top 8, I guess, is what gets an invite at the Magicons. I'll be playing at the one in February. It's sealed, which I'm not looking forward to, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? You can do it, bud. I suck at sealed. I'm so bad at sealed.
I'm
Doesn't
better at
matter.
sealed than I am at draft.
My deck construction abilities are just absolutely terrible.
Also, I'm going to be picking up the missing pieces I need for Phoenix for Modern.
Well, I was gonna say that's what happened to you though, is because you did well in that one sealed, and then you got to the draft portion and got absolutely bodied. Right?
Oh, at the energy, yeah.
Yeah.
It was also said I wasn't very comfortable with drafting it. It was Kamigawa. I hadn't drafted it much at that point.
Yeah.
And as like after that, I went home and I drafted that set like 10 times in 2 days, and I was like, oh, now I know how this format works. But yeah, that was the sealed I lost round 1, and I was like, oh, great. So I just wasted $70 and proceeded to win 7 matches in a row. I was so mad when they didn't put me when my camera was the backup match.
Yeah.
Just because, like, mine
It
and the
would've been
guy's
fun.
match. Yeah, mine and the guy's match, the game 1 was just so ridiculous. Like, I had a 20/20 out and kept forgetting the thing that I was putting counters on it with gives it trample.
Oh my God, you're.
And then I
forgot
finally,
about that.
when I realized it and I swung, he blocked with a 1/1, and I was like, put a counter on it, and he was like, okay, and I was like, it gets trample, and he was like,
You tricked him,
Oh.
big brain, and
but
that's so good. I forgot about that when you told us that originally. Oh,
hopefully
man.
this Saturday, I will be winning an RCQ.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's it for? What you said sealed?
Standard?
Oh, okay. Nope.
Dude, you
Not
should.
for me.
It's such a great format right now. Like they literally, like what would be your ideal deck type to play?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad format. I'm just not gonna get the cards for it. I'm not. That's all.
Well, that's why I was asking because, like, I'm pretty sure between me and Antonio, we could get you a deck, but because I think
That's
Antonio
brutal.
has all of Domain. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I picked up this last Friday when I went to F&M. I picked up all of the green red lands I needed, and then questing druids were like 50 cents. So I picked up a playset of those too. So technically, the only thing I'm missing if I were to switch from mono red to red green would be I'm missing. I need 2 more. It's a 2-mana instant that's like destroy target artifact, enchant, or it's creature with flying, enchantment, or create a food and draw a card to get rid of temporary lockdowns.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yep. We'll see.
And I'm
Time
looking
will tell.
forward to our newest Jeff vs. Jeff. It'll probably be our longest one, but probably our most fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about it later. We got to figure out the deets.
Yeah. Again, we can say the format, but we don't have to say about what. But it will be modern.
Yep.
Again.
Of course, we're going back to we have to go back to modern right now.
Have to.
There's no way we're not. Do we have a hot take?
Yeah, Josh, what's your hot take?
Proxies are the way that Richard Garfield intended Magic to be played, and it is Wednesday, my dude.
I don't think that's a hot take.
It's not, but it's definitely very controversial. It's
Well,
Wednesday, my dude.
maybe.
Richard Garfield was the first player to use proxies.
Was he?
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
You
I
can
like
buy
that.
them. They're like thousands. They're like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're in museums.
Jesus.
The playtest card?
No, those aren't
I think that's different because proxy is
creating the game.
They are.
That
proxies.
was not a proxy.
Proxy
that was
is like
creating
Yes,
the game.
they are.
You would have to have an original card that you're making another like a proxy of. Like you can't have a proxy of something that doesn't exist.
I concede.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. Modern. Oh my god. I'm excited because like I think Modern is the next season for RCQs after Standard. Also,
it is, which is why I think they did this because they want to make it a
Yeah.
little more fun. You got to make it a little more.
also
crazy.
like all those people playing Energy don't have to worry because like those decks are still putting up like results and stuff. Like losing the Ring and Amped Raptor, like obviously I think is pulling it from being the only deck worth playing. But they're still doing very well. Like they're still winning like leagues and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Amp Raptor. Well, yeah. I mean, Tony was just talking about how he played against decks that just went
Yep.
turn 1 the Soul Guy, turn 2 the Life Link guy, and then the Soul Guy number 2 or Soul Guy number 2, and then Life Link, and it's just like, well, I guess I lost.
Just be like that sometimes. I also like. I don't think Splinter Twin is a bad card. I don't think the deck's as good as. I don't think it's going to be like a solid tier 1 deck. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Faithless Looting, you don't understand. Well, you do understand, but
The con I went to,
yeah.
they
How
had
was
a,
that, by the way?
It was good. It was in Atlanta. It was fun flying out. I don't care. Everyone on stream can know, whoever's listening. I don't know why, but I got motion sickness. Well, we were on the tarmac for 2 hours.
Jesus.
On the way there. We couldn't take off to go to Atlanta for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then when we finally got there, I was just feeling awful, and I'm waiting for my bag at baggage claim. And I'm just like, I need to get some caffeine in me because I feel like this is a caffeine issue and a food issue.
Yeah.
And so I go get a little bit of caffeine, and then I get to the hotel room and just puke my guts out. Like, I'm done. And I laid down for, like an hour or two, and then I was like good to go for the rest of the weekend. But it was like,
yeah.
I was like freaking out, going like, God damn it, if I get sick here. I'm gonna be so pissed. Every night at 12 a.m. they had I forget what it was exactly named, but it was like Salty's EDH Grind Fest or something in the game room, which I thought was hilarious. That it was like, hey, all people who want to play Magic or whatever at 12 a.m. and be pissed off and yell at one another, come play EDH.
Did you?
No, God no, I don't take Magic to those events.
What event was it?
It was Anime Week in Atlanta.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pick up any cool stuff?
Not really. I mean, with the flight, you can't really pick anything. I can't get anything in the bag that's too big or like, if the poster is larger than the size of my suitcase, I don't have a good way to transport it. So it's just like, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
So I had to be careful. I bought one poster and some other junk. I'll send you pictures of what I didn't dress as a character, but there was a concert there on Sunday that I went to that I put some shit on for. I'll send you a nice little picture of that.
Fuck yeah.
Because Tony was laughing about it. But
there's an anime con. I want to say it's like a smaller one. I think it's only one day, but it's like January 18th here in Milwaukee. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, you talked to me about it. I was like, yeah, I'll go. I mean, it's cheap to get in or whatever. And
a friend of mine, Jessica, might be meeting up with us too then, because she didn't want to go alone. And I was like, well, I think I'm going with my friend Jeff, but I'm sure you can meet up with us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got another buddy who was talking to me about going. So maybe I'll tell him, like, let's go and we'll meet up with you guys.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's wild, right?
Yes.
It's so stupid.
I love it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's also weird because I can't see your hair.
Oh, you want to know why?
No lie, bro. I got a haircut also.
Yeah, I chopped that shit off.
Yeah, same.
I donated it. So
Same.
like literally the Wednesday before I left, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this done today.
Did they tell you how long it was? Mine was 16 inches.
How far did you just go down your back?
Almost halfway through my shoulder blade.
Oh, then I must have been way longer than that because mine was literally like a couple inches off my waist.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, that shit was long as hell. I mean, at the longest point, right? It wasn't the whole thing. But
same. The longest part was like obviously the back of your head.
Yeah, it was like right by the middle of my back, like the small.
Yeah,
the middle,
yours
small
is
on my back. Yeah, it was crazy.
Probably like 20, 22 inches.
Yeah, it was wild. And they were just chopping away and laughing about it. But yeah, that's why you can't see my hair because it ain't there, bud.
Did you get the same haircut you used to have?
Yeah.
I got the slightly longer and styled a little differently, but it's almost the same as my Facebook picture.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun time.
Wait,
bunch of random junk.
Are you talking about last week Wednesday?
Yeah.
Dude, we got our haircut on the same day too. I literally was off work because of the podcast, and I was like, I need to go grocery shopping. I was like, oh shit, my haircut place is like right there, and I just walked in and got my haircut. She cut my hair in like 15 minutes, dude. And then I went grocery shopping and walked outside, and it was like a snowstorm.
Yeah, I know, and I literally went right after the snowstorm, and I don't know, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, con was good. There was
I want to go to an anime con with you because I've never actually gone to an anime con. I've only been to like Gen Con.
Milwaukee, man. You can come to my room. We can drink. We can run around.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, I'm a psycho. People hate it. Not hate it. People don't like doing panels, but I love going to panels, even if
I've never been, so I would like to experience them.
Even if it's only like I'm sitting down for 2 minutes going, this presenter sucks, and leaving, I go to like a ton of panels every time.
The only panel I ever been to was with Coletti when I went to Gen Con, and it was the one where they literally played hentai with no sound and just had people come on stage and voiceover for it. And
yeah, that's they do that.
It was the only place you could go to get liquor at Gen Con, so that's why we went.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. At a lot of anime cons have that. It might be like Anime Hell or something. A lot of those will play like ridiculous scenes from terrible shows or from hentai or whatever and dub over them.
It was a lot of we'll say neckbeards.
That I believe. I mean, you're at Gen Con too, so
Yeah.
it's like, come on. And like Anime Cons, Gen Con, all that stuff, you're gonna see a lot of that.
I want to go back to Gen Con, man. That shit was a lot of fun. I loved waking up at 2 a.m. and be like, I kind of want to go play Magic, and you just go, and they're like, oh, there's drafts firing, or like, because like obviously
Dude, Gen
the
Con is so sick.
dealer hall is closed, but
Drafts do not fire that late though. I
oh
can promise you
anymore.
that, unless you know people who have product.
To be fair, like when I was going, that was years before COVID. I don't know if like it's changed since then.
I feel like it has to have, because we talked about it before, but every time I would go, I would bring my trade stuff. Or the first 2 times I was like, yeah, I'm bringing my trade stuff. It'll be great. There'll be tons of people with lots of different,
Stuff.
rarity items, and no one's got it. I mean, it was a little better last year, or this year, I should say. There was a little more action, and like, I sold my tabernacle there, and like, there were people buying and selling on the floor
Didn't
or
you
whatever.
get one again?
No.
Oh.
Nah, I ain't buying another one for a while, at least.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's my biggest problem is like, I go with a bunch of Magic players, right? A bunch of card game players, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna go play a million board games. I said that before.
Oh, see, I
like,
love board games, so I'd be down for that.
yeah, like I legit play like demo like 3 or 4 board games every day. Just because I like to figure out what I want to buy and take home to my collection. So it's just like, oh yeah, free demo. They'll teach you how to play it for the most part. Maybe a little bit of the intricate rules they won't tell you, but like the basic stuff and like getting you through a game, they get you pretty good in like an hour or 2, depending on the game. So I just like I ignore Magic until like 9 or 10 p.m. hits, and then I drink my ass off. Well,
And play Commander.
Well, I was about to say I start drinking at like 3 p.m. I don't care. I can play board games drunk or,
Yeah.
I can play board games in not a
Non-sober
mindset.
way. Yeah.
And like do just fine and like, process complicated rules. And the only reason I know that is because I have won some of those demo board games while playing drunk. So it's like, yeah, I'm comprehending these rules. It's fine. I'm not like, because I'm always worried about that a little bit when I do that. Is like, am I going to make people mad if I'm like
acting a fool,
a little loose or whatever? And I don't like yell or scream or nothing, but like, just acting a little more goofy, a little more loose at the table. And like, it's been fine every time. I've never had an issue. So
I'd love to do that because I want to make my board game collection bigger, because like it's pretty big, but like a lot of my board games are like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like it's all stuff from when like I was going to GU and stuff like that, and winning like F&M and spending my store credit on board games, and like that doesn't really exist anymore.
What's your favorite board game?
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even though it's like a worse version of, I've been told of like other board games, it's called Last Night on Earth.
Okay. What's it like?
What
do you do?
So it's a grid-based board. Like you get to build like the board, and I think there's like up to like 16 different scenarios. Up to 2 people play the zombies and 4 people play the survivors.
Okay.
And it like the starting mission, the easiest one is you have to survive till daytime, which is I think it's 14 turns, and a full turn is everyone gets one.
Yep.
And then like when the zombies run into the humans, you have to like roll dice to like fight each other basically. And to kill a zombie, the survivors have to roll a pair or roll doubles, and the number has to be higher. And that was actually very difficult to do, because if like the zombie would roll a 6, you just couldn't kill them. So we actually changed the rule to like the humans just have to roll doubles, because it was one of the rules that just didn't make sense. But there's like even more intricate ones where you have to find car parts to build the truck and then get gas. And there's like buildings and searching and stuff like that. So that one's a lot of fun, but the most recent one is...
Did you guys end it?
Yeah, we're just talking about cons now. Then people are listening to us talk about cons and board
Nice.
games.
And board games, yeah.
But my roommate just recently got the Fallout board game, and we've been playing that one a lot because that's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It's another like grid-based like scenario game. But we've been talking about like finding like once a month to like do a board game night.
Yeah, dude, that's always fun.
Yeah. I love board games.
Let me
Oh,
tell you
same.
the secret to doing board game nights. Jeff's not gonna hate this, or JB's gonna hate this. You send everybody a YouTube link of how to play.
No, I like it. I think it's smart. I mean, I even refresh myself if I forget how a board game works. If no one wants to watch a board game video, and then that way I can teach you when you come over. If you don't
So-
want to watch it.
When we got the Fallout